They was on that in America, anything is possible.
Hey guys, it's Julian Hemmings here, and I'm here to do a review of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I just watched it. It just really quickly, I gotta say that it was 4 hours long, but it didn't even feel like it. It felt like I was going through this incredible odyssey with this really interesting cast of characters, and I was constantly being asked within this film by myself, how far can Zack Snyder take this? Can he prove the doubters wrong? Is the Snyder Cut, or can the Snyder Cut live up to expectations? I have not watched any reviews. I have only watched the first trailer of the Snyder Cut, so I'm as pure as can be. And I'm going to tell you, as just a fan of comic books, as a fan of art, as a fan of the creative process, Zack Snyder lived up to every last one of my personal expectations. This was an incredible film. Zack Snyder's approach was, was to take a cast of really complicated, conflicted characters, basically at a certain point, losers, right? And have these band of losers, how much a super or metahuman can be a loser is what it is. But these casts of losers, of failures, to bring them together and to say, together we are strong, together we will be where the other person lacks. And it was an awe-inspiring film. I am, along with everyone on Twitter, along with everyone on Instagram, along with everyone on Facebook, saying to bring back the Snyderverse. Restore the Snyderverse. WB, restore the Snyderverse. This film showed what DC could have been. And I'm so sorry about Zack Snyder's daughter's passing, but I know that for him, this was a tribute to her. This was a tribute to his life's work. This is a tribute to his passion. And Zack Snyder saying that he won't take any pay from this and he'll take 100% creative control instead was a brilliant decision. Creatives matter. Directors matter. They had to give this man this creative control from the beginning, because through this process, man, we saw the incredible ability of Zack Snyder. Gotta talk about okay, so usually when there's a team-up film, right, you have a favorite character. In this film, they were all equally amazing. All of them. Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg, Superman, Aquaman. They were all given their moment and their time to shine. The Snyder Cut, Ben Affleck's Batman is everything that I would have imagined a rugged, aged Batman to be. He's tough, he's gritty, he's cynical, but as the film transitions on and on and on, you're seeing him go from this point of being a recluse. Even when we saw him in Batman v Superman, right? This recluse, someone that is finding hope within the symbol of Superman, and he's able to connect with his teammates to reel them in and to make them believe in the process. Alfred finds Bruce to be a recluse, and it really bothers him as his, I know it sounds weird to say that Batman requires a caretaker, but Alfred is Bruce's parent. Alfred is Bruce's friend. Alfred is basically Bruce's everything, and he's seeing Bruce go from this transformation from this really scared little boy to this scared adult man into as well-rounded as a man in a Batsuit can be, that believes in partnership and teamwork, despite the depth of the boy wonder in this universe. It's a really beautiful thing to witness. Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, amazing. A leader in her own right, someone that is constantly challenging what our assumptions are of what a female superhero should be. She's compassionate, she's powerful, she's charismatic, she's beautiful. You know, it was just incredible to watch her. I don't know if anyone else is saying this. Although she has a really strong part in the film, I did find her to be, for some reason, I don't know, I can't put my finger on it, underutilized. I think it's because I didn't find a type flaw in her like I did the other characters. Gal Gadot Wonder Woman is amazing, and she's a moral center, but she's also someone that was very reasonable, so there was not an edge to her. So it was harder to relate to her than the other characters. I think Wonder Woman and Superman kind of fall into this category. But Superman, Henry Cavill's Superman wasn't there for long. But his shadow loomed over the film. So him playing that role of being sort of a kind of a perfect character in a way that was lacking a lot of flaws was very apt, I think, to the fact that he couldn't play that big of a role. Furthermore, I do think that to go further with the point of how Henry Cavill's Superman was just incredible, looking at the level of violence that occurs in this film as a result of like the fear Superman would. I'm talking about the epilogue around the nightmare scene. You really do feel like, oh my God, Superman is a very powerful threat, and it takes a lot for Bruce Wayne to say, I'm going to overcome my fear of this threat that I know can occur and that can blow up at any moment, and find hope and love within him because I know how much he means to the people. Ray Fisher's Cyborg put chills down my spine. Victor's pain and tragedy due to the death of his parents. It was a lot to, I think, witness. What I loved about Ray Fisher's Victor, aka going further, aka Cyborg, was that he was African American without having to be loud, without having to be all up in your face, without having to be interested in like things like hip hop. I love rap. I'm just saying, like, every time you have a black character superhero movie, they're just like bumping, you know, like DMX or like, you know. So it was nice to have a black character that his race wasn't that much of a factor within his portrayal. We knew he was black, but there was no need to rub it in everybody else's faces that he was African American. And I just thought it was really interesting to see a character that was treated as if he was fully human, to the point where I would say, if this is anybody's movie, it's Cyborg's movie. Ray Fisher was absolutely incredible, and he is the heart of the film. I think without Ray Fisher, this would be a very it would be a wonderful film, but it wouldn't be as good as it is or as amazing as it is because of Ray's performance and portrayal. Sorry, I have a pet parrot, and he likes to yell. Going even further from there, looking at Barry Allen. I hated him in Joss Whedon's Justice League, but in this version, Ezra Miller was absolutely incredible. He was funny, he was quick, he was smart. He almost reminded me of like Spider-Man. He was an incredible force to be reckoned with in his own right, and you felt the weight of being the Flash. Looking at his relationship with his father, and his father begging him to have a life of his own, to forget this stuff, you see the heart within each of these characters. They're willing to sacrifice themselves within their personal lives to stand up for others. It's beautiful. Victor, Barry Allen were these kind of guys that you would trust with your own wallet. I mean, they were incredible people. going from the, I feel like for Victor, sorry for this being a side note, Victor, if you would look at what kind of character Victor is, I would definitely say look at the character of Robin Hood, right? He's willing to get himself in trouble, sacrifice himself for a little guy that's suffering and struggling. And going towards Jason Momoa's Aquaman. Ooh! I loved Aquaman in this one. I loved Aquaman in this one. Aquaman, I never thought I would be interested in Aquaman the way I was interested in Aquaman. I'm not like a Snyder fan, right? I'm not a Zack Snyder enemy. I'm not a Zack Snyder fan. I mean, I'm pretty like, agnostic when it comes to Zack Snyder. I appreciate his work, but I don't really think about Zack Snyder like some people do. But the way Zack Snyder used Aquaman and really focused on him was just, I think, this incredible feat. I mean, Aquaman was cool. He was radical. He was so badass. I mean, he was just a badass the whole time. And going back from there, we're gonna talk about the villains, Steppenwolf, and the looming threat, which is like the Thanos of Marvel. Sorry for being disrespectful. Darkseid. Steppenwolf was a very interesting villain. Trying to prove himself to his brother. He had all this drama. He was just like the screw up of the family. I found him very funny. I'm not gonna lie. He was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? And he's funny. I mean, Darkseid was terrifying. Steppenwolf. There was a scene where Steppenwolf is chasing Victor's father, and Steppenwolf is absolutely terrifying because he's freaking out. Like, oh my god, I want to go back home to my family. I need to kill you to go back home. So, and Darkseid was scary. What they were doing with the Athenians was brilliant. So, if I can, of course, there are going to be critiques around there being like a little bit too much. I think part one was a little too much slow motion. I loved the epilogue. I loved Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. It was toned down. And, I didn't have an issue with it before. I liked it. But I feel like this Lex Luthor was just brilliant. I loved the nightmare sequence. And you're seeing Jared Leto's Joker interact with Batman. And you're feeling a sense of discomfort. And, oh, I'm sorry. Why did I forget to bring this up? Martian Manhunter showed up. It's everything that I could have imagined. I think his name is Harry Lennox, who played Martian Manhunter, and he was wise and sophisticated and cool. Everything you'd want Martian Manhunter to be. I love the diversity. I love the representation in this film, and that's why I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. To me, this is a perfect film. It's long. I love long films. This is my opinion. It's long. It's multiple subplots. It's coming together. Of course, it doesn't tie in perfectly, but it's because it's setting up a whole new universe. WB might not make this continue. Whatever. This film, although it has cliffhangers and all that jazz. Deathstroke is in this. This is crazy towards the epilogue aspect or epilogue portion. Look, guys, this is a near perfect film. I love this film. This is one of my favorite films of 2021. So that's what you're gonna hear from me, man. That's what it is. Thanks, guys, for watching. Appreciate you.